back to hay fever. Back to hay fever. There's something I missed. And it's to do with the seasons. So, if we think about this time of year, it's summertime right now. 30th of June. Have a look in the fields around you, if you've got fields around you, or allotments, if you've got allotments around you. Have a look at what's growing. Just onions, potatoes, tomatoes, all these kinds of things. Fruits and vegetables. They grow in summer. And in winter, they don't. So, just have a little think. It's like, how many fruits and vegetables should I be eating in winter? Maybe some potatoes, maybe some sprouts, you know, winter vegetables, and squashes, that kind of thing. And then, what else should I eat? Because that's a pretty limited supply. So, what would have been around 300 plus, 400 plus years ago, before refrigeration and before we started transporting food across the world with aeroplanes and trains and all that kind of stuff? Would have been meat and fish, and we probably would have gone hungry quite a lot. So, wintertime, we probably wouldn't have eaten that much. Would have been a bit keto, would have been a lot fasting, and all that kind of stuff. Hello. And so that's what we would have done. And then in spring, obviously, new shoots, vegetables, dandelions, all these kind of tubers and roots and leaves and, you know, seeds start to come up. In springtime, we would have gone back to eating those. And probably maybe a little bit moved away from meat, because, you know, you have to chase meat and that costs calories, but digging up or pulling a carrot out of the ground or whatever, it costs like 0 calories to do that. So we would have eaten efficiently. What's this got to do with hay fever? So, what's this got to do with hay fever? In spring, around the equinox, the light really starts to change. Okay, so sunlight really starts to change, like in intensity, strength, and variation of colour. So different frequencies of light make it through the atmosphere, make it down to the ground. So it depends on where you are in the world. So I'm living at, I'm just above London, so I'm about 51 degrees north, and we don't get UVB sunshine until it's around about the end of April. Around about the end of April. And we start to lose UVB sunshine. In fact, we don't start to lose UVB sunshine. We lose UVB sunshine around about the end of August. Now, if you're further south towards the equator, those dates expand out a little bit further. So it might be early April and kind of mid to end of September. And if you're on the equator, basically you never lose UVB. You've got it all year round. So what happens in spring? Okay, this is where the hay fever comes in. Okay, what happens in spring, sunlight-wise? Okay, not necessarily pollen and stuff. Okay. So light conditions change. Now, my body is full of photoreceptors. Okay, so cells on my body that understand light. So like my skin. Okay, so if I'm exposed to a lot of sunlight, I'm going to get a tan. The other key player is my eyes. Okay, so my eyes are now exposed in springtime to higher intensity light, UVB, and also UVA, like longer durations of UVA. So UVA comes up it doesn't come up at sunrise, okay? It comes up later on in the morning, and then kind of UVA stops later on in the evening. And my biology, my body understands that. So my body now understands, okay, it's springtime. Kind of need to do a bit of a spring clean. Okay, we need to change from wintertime gut bacteria and wintertime bacteria that are inhabiting other parts of my body, for my lungs, for example. I need to exchange that for spring and summertime bacteria. So what my body has to do a bit of a clean out every spring, and often every autumn as well. Okay, so people commonly get sick in springtime because the sunlight changes, not because of pollen. And we also often get sick in kind of early autumn, September, October time, because the sunlight changes. And it's to do with our gut bacteria and the bacteria of my body switching preference, essentially, because of the sunlight conditions. Okay? But in spring, we go, there's such a thing called hay fever. I'm getting sick because of hay fever. And because it hangs around for a long time, because we work in offices and we wear fucking sunglasses and we eat avocados when we're not supposed to, because they come from the tropics and you live in fucking Scunthorpe. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to eat bananas at Christmas or oranges at Christmas. Okay? They are summertime fruits. Okay, and even bananas in the UK only at the peak of summer. Okay, really. Even then, it's not really intense enough. The sunlight is not really intense enough for our gut bacteria to understand the intensity of light, because that vegetable, that fruit, understands the light conditions of where it has come from. Okay, it has only grown because of the light conditions and the heat conditions and the water conditions of the area that it naturally grows. Now, we can artificially grow stuff, obviously, in greenhouses and whatever, but my body is not artificially grown in a greenhouse. My body lives and exists in this environment all year round, unless I go on holiday. So my body is tuned, like a radio, to where I live. So therefore, my food should probably come from, the majority of the time, come from where I live. And I should eat according to the time of year that it is. Okay, so summertime, fruits, vegetables, eat what the fuck you like, pretty much. Okay, as long as it has the capability of being grown in the country where you live. Okay, it might not necessarily come from the country where you live. So, like strawberries or blueberries or whatever might come from Holland. Okay, but it's as far north as we are, pretty much. It's about the same. So have a little look at that. In winter, have a little think about, why am I going to eat an avocado? I don't care what the nutritional value is in there. If my body is matched to my environment, that's going to work better. That, eating the food that would grow in this country, that preferably is grown in this country, or the country where you live if you're watching this somewhere else, and at the latitude that you are. So if you're in a big country like America, okay, where you're pretty near the tropics down in Florida, okay, but up in the north in New York and Maine and all those kind of northerly states and Seattle and all those cities and stuff, okay, you really shouldn't shouldn't be eating like Floridian oranges, okay, if that's the right way of saying it, okay, but you should be eating maybe Canadian fruits and vegetables, okay, or North American fruits and vegetables. Have a little think. Okay? Eat where you're from. Eat for the time of year that you are. And if you go on holiday, okay, eat local there too. Because your body can switch within a few days to where you are, as long as you're giving it the right signals. Okay, that means no sunglasses. That means take it easy on the suntan lotion. Okay, but obviously don't get burnt. Don't go fucking stupid, right? So and then that will also help you combat hay fever, because your body knows what time of year it is. It knows what to do, and it will act accordingly. But if you're feeding it wrong foods at the wrong time of year, that's causing chaos. Okay, and that chaos might look like hay fever to you. It might look like fibromyalgia to somebody else. It might look like IBS to another person. Okay? You can change your diet all you like, but if you're not eating for where you are, you're eating wrong. Sorry guys, shove your avocados up your ass. You might enjoy it.